Jen with Community Links. Just wanted to reach out today to do a little bit of conversation around the transition from our lockdown COVID situation to more of an open community. Obviously, you've been dealing with the troubles of the pandemic over the last 2 months, and now that the world is opening up a little bit, there can be some big transition issues that might pop up. So we're going to try and help give you some support through some of those transitions that you might find. The resource today that I'm going to be using is the top parenting tips for parents and carers during COVID-19. This is actually put out by the Triple P program, so that's a positive parenting program. The Triple P program is actually an evidence-based research program that originated out of Australia and is now used around the world. We as parent mentors use it pretty regularly in our parent consultations. They are really great at covering all the bases from toddlers all the way through teenage years, including some parent supports and including this one about the COVID-19 pandemic parenting issues. So this has 10 points. We're going to kind of briefly go through them. What I'm going to do is create a link in the description for you to be able to access this yourself. We'll actually put in another link for an Alberta Health Services resource that we also find very helpful. So this is, like I said, 10 different little topics on it. So number 1 is reassure your children that your family is your top priority. So while we were transitioning into a bit of a lockdown, now we're transitioning out of it, we need to let everyone know that our family is our top priority, and we're going to be doing things to ensure that our family stays at the forefront of safety, of mental health, of physical health. And so some of the things that you might be doing, incorporating into your regular routines, might not be what they're used to, but there's a reason behind it. So reassuring your kids by saying something just as simple as, you know, I'm your parent, I love you very much, and it's my job to keep you safe. This is why we're instituting whatever it might be. So whether it's wearing masks outside, which is something new, using more hand sanitizer, or even wearing gloves. Take care of yourself the best that you can. So dealing with your own distress in a very positive way can be very helpful. Making sure you're getting enough sleep, making sure that you're eating healthy, and making sure that you're really getting enough of that physical activity. So you can't take care of the people in your lives that you love and care for so much if you aren't really taking care of yourself. So really take some time to do some self-care and really take stock of where you're at. Because if you're not feeling at your best, it can be very difficult to deal with any stressors that do pop up in your everyday. Trying to keep healthy and safe as best as possible. So good personal hygiene, exercising, trying to limit the exposure to outside information, especially close to or around bedtime can be very helpful. Maybe setting up a bit of a schedule so that you're only getting information, which can be overwhelming sometimes, at small increments throughout the day rather than constantly being bombarded with the information can be very helpful in helping you deal with it as well. So the third one is making sure that your children know that you're ready to talk. So just being open and honest and saying to them, I am here to talk about this if you have any questions. Another great step to this is if they do have questions, finding out what information they already have. So for those of you who have older children who might be able to access social media or the internet on their own, finding out where they've gotten their information from can be very helpful. Then you have a starting point so that you can help supplement the information that they have been given, or you can maybe help correct and re-guide to more notable sources. It's important that we're finding information that is current and that is in fact true. And that can be very difficult for a little one who might not be very savvy with understanding that there's many different types of news sources. It can be difficult for them to differentiate between what's truthful and what is not. So first off, giving them the opportunity to tell you what it is that they already know, but also being able to supplement it with your own information is a great way for you guys to stay in contact, and it gives everybody a lot of more confidence in what's going on. So again, making yourself available and letting them know that you're ready to talk if they do have questions. So being truthful when you're answering your children's questions is really important because obviously telling the truth is the best case scenario. That doesn't mean that we need to give them the whole truth. What we do need to do is give them the truth based on the age that they're at and what they're capable of digesting and processing. So giving your answers and keeping them as simple as possible based on their development age is really the best path to go. They will likely be asking you questions, and based on the language that they're using or the questions that they're asking, you can reply in a way that they will be able to understand it. It's really important that they have the information, but that we're not overwhelming them with it as well. So number 5 is maintaining everyday family routines. Well, as we've gone into the lockdown, obviously everybody's routines, most people's routines have changed quite dramatically. And now we're starting to come out of it. So what we would like to do is try and ensure that our routines is staying as close to as possible as they have been for the last 2 months, or even the last 2 weeks, really. We want to try and reduce the amount of transitions that they're going to be facing. And as we go out into the community a little bit more, we're going to be faced with a lot more things that are going to be more difficult to deal with, and we want to make sure that we're capable of dealing with it. So having a good routine, knowing what is going to be happening next, and setting those expectations before we go out is a really great way to deal with it. So you might add going to the park now as part of your daily routine, which is not something you've been able to do before. So it's exciting and it's fun, but making sure that we're setting up good expectations and limits around the usage of going to the park, since everything is changing quite dramatically now. So the next one is having a family plan of action. As things change, as we are starting to open up, maybe schools will be opening up, maybe they're going to be going back to daycare, update the plan as needed. It's really important that they have a part in the making of the plan so that they feel a sense of responsibility to it, a sense of ownership. They're more likely to go along with things when they've had an opportunity to be part of the planning process. So having plenty of interesting things to do at home. Now, I'm sure that you have gone through all of the Pinterest and all of the Instagram and all of the YouTube videos that you possibly could, finding activities to do with your littles in and around the home. And now that we have an opportunity to be outside, we've only expanded the opportunities to do things. However, it might be a little bit more difficult than we have had in the past. Have the kids create a list of things that they like to do. You come up with your own list of things that you like to do and see if you can find things that you like to do together. It's also really fun if you put a whole bunch of ideas on strips of paper and then put them in a container, shake them all up and pull one out, and that's the thing that you're going to be doing that day. Hopefully everybody gets an opportunity to do the thing that they really love to do. Plus, you're making it a little more fly by the seat of your pants, which can be a little bit more fun than having a very strict regime or schedule, though we do want to incorporate a schedule into it like we've already said. Being flexible on what you're doing and when you're doing it is really important as well, because you might find that something they weren't necessarily interested in will go on for half an hour longer than you were expecting, and that's okay. As long as they're leading the charge on the play or the activity, whatever it is, then go for it, let them have their time. This is a really great opportunity to spend some time doing things with them that you might not normally have an opportunity to do with them. So take notice of behavior you like. This can be a little bit tricky because what happens is we see that our children are playing together well, or maybe they're playing by themselves very well, maybe they're coloring really nicely, maybe they're eating all of their food. And instead of noticing and acknowledging the behavior that we really like, we sort of just ignore it so that we're not disrupting their play, we're not interrupting what they're doing. What that does is not give them any reassurance or reinforcement as to the behavior that you really enjoy. So if you have 2 littles or 3 littles or 4 littles and they're all playing really well together, acknowledging and being very specific in what you're saying. I really like the way you guys are playing together. You're playing very nicely. You're sharing with each other. I love that so much. And it can be as simple as a small statement like that. You're not interjecting yourself too much into their play, and then you can move on. It can really help reinforce when they are misbehaving so that you can redirect to the behavior that you all have already identified that you like, and it can help bring them back to that behavior a lot quicker than if they don't really know what it is that you're looking for. So helping children learn to tolerate more uncertainty. Now, there is nothing more uncertain than the times that we're living in right now. Nobody has any control over anything that's going on right now, least of all the littles living in your house. We are all limited by what the municipality or government is saying, what we're available to do right now. And even within our own houses, children have even less power than they've ever had before. They have fewer opportunities to make decisions, they have fewer opportunities to be in charge of things. So let's give them an opportunity to really become resilient through all of this uncertainty. Big changes to children's lives can be really hard and they can be very scary. It can also be a really great time to learn a new skill, to really explore things that they haven't had an opportunity to do before. So if they're coming to you and seeming like things maybe aren't going very well for them right now, and maybe they're showing a little more concern than they have in the past, maybe they're asking you questions and you don't know the answer. One of the best things that you can do as a parent is say, you know, I don't know, let's find out together. That can be very helpful in acknowledging that you've heard what they're saying and that you're willing to find out the answer together. And the last one today is reaching out and staying connected to loved ones in your life. I know that over the last 2 months, people have done some really wonderful things. We've got ninjas and fairies, and we've got people doing Zoom calls and more FaceTime than ever before. It can just be as simple as sending a text or making a phone call to somebody that you haven't talked to in a little while. Because you haven't talked to them in a while doesn't mean that they've been talking to other people. Sometimes just a quick little, hey, I was thinking about you, can make the difference in somebody's day. So if you have an opportunity just to reach out to somebody, it will only take a moment and it can really make the world of difference. Right now we're doing a program called Sentiments for Seniors where you can make a card and drop it off at community links. Then they're being delivered to local extended care and seniors residents throughout Airdrie. There's a lot of people who are locked in and have no opportunity for visitors right now. So it's a nice little piece of the heart to give to them to say that other people are thinking about them. You can always check out our Facebook page or you can check out our website for more information about the Sentiments for Seniors program. If you want more information about this, you can always give us a call or you can check out our website or our Facebook page for more information on programs that are upcoming. Like I said, I will link this along with the Alberta Health Services resource in the description below. If you happen to like this video, please hit like, and if you'd like to subscribe and hit the notification bell, you'll find out when we're posting all sorts of new videos, including activities, parent education, other resources, and parenting support. We also have parent mentors available to meet with you over the phone to help you through whatever's going on in your homes right now that you might need a little extra support with. Feel free to reach out. Thanks for watching. See you next time.